Hi everyone, welcome to another reading. My name is Luz. If you're clicking on this channel for the first time, and we're gonna do a pick a card. In this occasion, we have a pig, a Hindu goddess. First, we have Lord Ganesh with red jasper. Second pile is Goddess Lakshmi with a carnelian. And third and last pile, Goddess Saraswati with a clear quartz. Okay. Timestamps will be in the description box below. So let's start. Alright, pile number 1, you chose Lord Ganesh. And you have third eye chakra, tarantula, and the moon. Okay. There are some truths that are not being said right now because this was reversed. Some truths that were not clear, or maybe that you were hesitating. With the third eye chakra, I would say something that you have been feeling for a long time, but just now your third eye is reacting to whatever truth. And with the tarantula, I believe I remember this is a call of action, and this is a fire sign, fire element, just in case that's relevant. Energy of Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Let's take a read for the tarantula. Tarantula, 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 tarantula. At crossroad, claiming life's purpose, the tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose, or Dharma. A habit or a routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream. Yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. In order to find true happiness, you must choose Dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows, you'll choose wisely. Okay, so when in balance, it says follow intuition. So your intuition is being activated for this group right now, your third eye. So that might include your dream work. So pay attention to your dreams at this time, and maybe pay attention close to the full moon. You're not far away from this last full moon that passed. So something that happened around this last full moon might be relevant to you. It says when out of balance, the tarantula hesitates over intellectualizes. To bring it into balance, daily journaling. So you might want to journal about your dreams at this time. And let your third eye be more balanced. There are some things that can help your third eye, like avoiding fluoride on your toothpaste. What else? Just avoiding any fluoride anywhere. As far as I know, I haven't researched much, but looking at nature, yeah, because the wind blew hard right now on the tree next to me. So paying attention to what the tree does, which direction its leaves flow with the wind, all of those things, looking at birds. So a lot of you might love birding. Keep doing that, because that's gonna help your third eye really open to the paradigm of truth, of high frequency. That's always a paradigm of truth when you're surrounding yourself by nature, and even just, cloud watching the clouds in the sky. All of that is going to help you open your third eye and realize whatever truth is like being hidden, or like maybe you not trusting your intuition with the moon in reverse. It's exactly what this is recommending you. The tarantula needs to trust the intuition and not stop when it's walking, right? When it's walking and it just stops because it feels like everything might be a danger. So something about, there's a message here about you transmuting self-sabotage thoughts of like everything has to be dangerous, or everyone has second hidden intention agendas, things like that. Well, that's the message for you, group one. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, group number two. You chose Lakshmi, Lakshmi, and like a carnelian crystal. And right away, I'm feeling like just like Lakshmi, you're really tapping into everything that you are. 4-4 may be relevant to you. 4-4, you might be tapping into, how do you say it, like just this sense of wholeness, of feeling whole again, and about you being able to shine your light, literally just expressing yourself, creating, because Lakshmi is all about abundance flow. And I think it's so relevant with the carnelian because this is for the sacral chakra, and for the sacral chakra to be in balance is necessary to transmute any guilt and even shame, but it roots from guilt, from that really deep feeling that we learned when we were very young, that certain things and certain things that we expressed were wrong. Even our anger, even our sadness, and in worst cases, even our joy. So about you expressing also your joy and feeling in total abundant flow. And yes, it can be material, physical abundance, but also like a lot about health abundance. And you just rediscovering yourself and who you are here with the Empress. I feel like you're rediscovering you yourself as a whole, and finding out a bigger perspective with the ego, finding out who you really are, and knowing how much of a big part it takes. A lot of you are maybe are over you're like older than 25 right now. You're 25, 30s. So right now you're finding out that um yes, it is so important to maintain our health, right? Like your health, your well-being, and it includes your mental well-being. A lot of you are realizing that it's healthy to go to therapy often and releasing that guilt because you feel like you don't have um, so much of like big problems like the rest of the world does, and like you're releasing that guilt, like why do I need therapy when I just get sad sometimes because I don't know, because I'm not doing something that I would have liked, or I didn't receive something that I thought I deserved. Or you're just discovering like, wow, I'm angry about so many things, like that I think are unfair, but I don't think that's enough of a reason for me to need therapy if I didn't went through hell, or if I didn't went through hell recently. I think a big part of it is releasing the guilt that you're allowed to feel, right? It doesn't matter the degree of it. We all experience emotions differently. We all navigate them differently, and it's okay if you feel like sometimes you're depressed for no reason and that you need to talk to someone, or you need to tell your partner like, I'm sad for no reason today, and I can't deal with all of this, or yeah, or you even taking a break from parenting. A lot of your mothers with the Empress, and I think you're gonna find that you can be this gives me a resemblance to being able to be a mother, be an artist, be a lover, be a daughter, like a lot of things. Be a great sister, be a lovely friend, and be a healer all at the same time. But for that, you need to express yourself fully and receive all the help that you need. So that message is coming through for this group. You have been avoiding help. If you have been feeling too proud to ask for help and you've been carrying the world in your shoulders, this is a message for you. Okay? To really realize that and see everything from a higher perspective, that you're able to see that and you're able to swallow your pride for now. And Goddess Lakshmi, it's like, yes, receive, receive, receive. There's nothing wrong with receiving. And there's a sense of like, you've been guilt tripped before, because either by, this could be by a family, or people that surround you, or at the job place or anywhere, and you've been guilt tripped to not fully express your gratitude for receiving before, like. And these people, these relationships in your past, we'll call it bragging. Yeah, bragging. Like, you don't deserve to brag about that because a lot of people are going through shit. And there's so many wars in the world, for example, and you shouldn't be bragging about feeling happy today, because you made, I don't know, because you made a great cake today and it's beautiful and you want to be a chef. You shouldn't be bragging about that. You should be feeling the grief of the world. Like, there's some kind of guilt tripping that I feel like that isn't allowing you to shine your light. We're gonna read 44, shine your light. Doing what you love, time to thrive, giving from the overflow, life, purpose, being authentically you, compassionate, self-empowerment, loving life, trying things you resonate with, bringing joy to others by being an inspiration. Yeah, right now there's this message of like, right now you don't have to worry. Okay, you don't have to worry that people or situations are gonna make you feel bad for feeling good. That is the message here. 4-4 relates to angels protecting you and surrounding you, as far as I've heard from other channelers. And that means that you totally don't need to worry. A lot of you have like ancestors and star families from constellation of Mentaka. So Mentaka, if you want to research it, I researched it a little bit and I think I resonate with that. But because the mermaid, so I think supposedly the mermaids and the merman are star seeds from Mentaka constellation, and they're your guides and they're telling you sing, they're telling you dance, all of those things that make you feel whole and see everything from a high perspective of great is good. That you receiving negative attention doesn't change that you are making a difference and inspiring others and inspiring yourself. More important, more than anything, inspiring yourself, and that can only ripple to good effect, to you attracting the right people, the right circles now, and leaving the past behind, forgiving yourself for allowing people who were not in the path of light to maneuver their way into your energy, into your aura, and trying to manipulate you or make you think that you were doing wrong before. So yeah, that is the message. And I want to say a little bit more. Let's read the divine message. So there's some advice for you. Where can you shine your light? When you have a purpose, you will also have limitless energy and no joy. Yes, joy. Carnelian might be a significant crystal you might want to look into to really feel your joy. Okay? To play with children. If you're mothers, obviously, to let your children lead you through play, through their lens, viewing the world in a higher perspective of curiosity, joy, play, enjoyment, of bliss, really, of laughter. A lot of laughter is significant for you right now, for even your health to reach a high point. Literally, consider how you can be more aligned with your passion so you can harness your light. It might be time to return to something you enjoyed but stopped doing for no good reason. You are a sovereign being. Regain compassionate empowerment and remember what lights up your world. Where can you grow enthusiasm in your life? Where can you grow enthusiasm in your life? All right. So, where can you grow enthusiasm in your life is going to be your last quote that I want to leave you with for this reading. But that's all. Thank you so much for tuning in and see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, group number 3. You chose Ma Saraswati, goddess, with clear quartz. And she's all about knowledge, goddess of knowledge. So educators, if there are some teachers here, or if you are looking into that path, this is your reading. This is your reading for you to follow that path. Yeah, there's some sense of also art and music. Ma Saraswati is a goddess of, she blesses musicians, artists, dancers as well. And I believe from what I researched, she also brings blessings to entrepreneurs. Specifically in the Hindu culture, it would be very relevant that most gods and goddesses bless their crops. So, like a lot of you are farmers here, and yes, that abundant flow of, she was supposed to bring water and blessings to keep their crops fed, keep them growing. And that's essentially what a teacher does, right? Or an artist, they plant their seed and keep watering where their creativity and creativity is related to the water for the second chakra and the water element. But more than anything, I feel like clear quartz, that knowledge. So a lot of you might want to look into clear quartz for your crown chakra, for your third eye, for knowledge, basically for receiving the divine messages in a very clear way. New blueprints. I feel like, okay, there's been the Five of Pentacles, some downsides to your financial life, and I think in the past you might have lost a little hope, but this is in the past. And now you're doing new blueprints that allow you to think better about your career and how you're gonna make money and how you can let your creativity flow more so that you can receive more. And if you are someone that wants to be a teacher, I think you are on the great steps right now in order to do that. I think that there's a lot of patience needed here. Like creating new blueprints takes a lot, it takes a lot. Maybe you might be feeling a little lonely, so you might want to maybe surround yourself with more people who believe in you, in your career. Oh yeah, I want to be a cooking teacher. Yes, I can. Yes, you can, and I will help you. We'll cook together at home every now and then, and we're gonna do this, because you are a great cook, and the world would benefit from your dishes, for example. But let's read the bear. Waking from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. Yeah, beginning anew, like the bird, and bringing these new blueprints to the world. Like, yeah, I want to cook. Maybe you want to cook all gluten free. Yes, I want to make a lot of dishes that have a lot of, I don't know, that have a lot of bison protein, that have a lot of pork protein, along with anything that doesn't have wheat, anything that doesn't have gluten. That's just something that's coming through. Maybe some of you are like into the cooking, but let's see. At first, the movement and effort are difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move toward the dawning light. Yeah, I think like the Five Pentacles here, like at first you were losing hope because you had some financial losses in a sense, or you were feeling like really abandoned by some sort of, I don't know, organization or your partner even. This could be romantic or not, just your family in general. But now the bear knows it's time to walk to the light, like it says. How, if you can see here, like there's light dropping onto you, and I feel like this light is the things that you may not be seeing now, but now it's coming to your attention. that you can actually walk off really easily. Like you don't have to stay there and suffer and be in this kind of martyr energy. And a martyr, yeah. And this new light are the new blueprints that are coming. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. The initial weeks and months of this spiritual guest might feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles. Yeah, this is a card of like overcoming these obstacles and, you know, like getting yourself up from this kind of like depression state in any sense. But you have no choice, bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, and your transformation begins. When in balance, inner strength, yearning to grow. When out of balance, withdrawal, lethargy, heaviness. So to bring into balance, movement and exercise is what is needed. And I feel like, yes, you gotta get yourself up, and you have the bear here on your side. And I feel like in every great teacher and guide life's path, there is always great obstacles. Yeah, with great change comes great responsibility. And I feel like having to face all these problems now is not a reason for you to, squish yourself down, but to even rise higher. Be the change, take action, take a step no matter how small, ignite an upward spiral, make a positive change, ethics and compassion, creating a ripple of light. Yes, all of this resonates. Yeah, be the change no matter how small. Move your body, like the bear was saying a little bit, instead of sinking into this heaviness, walking and creating a ripple of light. Look how small his step is because he's so sad, right? Your masculine might be really sad right now. Yeah, maybe you're someone who leads with their feminine and their masculine is just like, I wish that I could have more support. I wish that feminine could, you know, let me do more, I guess, in a sense. Like, I wish creativity and flow could let discipline, which is the masculine, could let logic and organizing finances take a little bit more on our mind, right? On the mind of the soul to take steps, because no matter how small this step is, you're gonna ripple of light right here. There it is. Yeah, all this light coming from his shoes, rippling up, like getting up from a hard situation. And it's funny that it says creating an upward spiral, because I feel like this is also going up. On this card, it says creating an upward spiral, creating a ripple of light, ignite the upper spiral by taking action, no matter how small it is. Maybe you do actually need to physically, quite literally, move your body to let your ideas flow. This knowledge of like Saraswati archetype, kind of energy of the art. A lot of artists have a lot of like blocks because their ideas are so abundant and potent, but they don't let the masculine take lead to actually put them into action, and they just stay floating in the clouds. And I feel like there might be time for you to ground them here. Pentacles being an earth energy, bear being an earth energy. So that might be time for you to ground, and maybe, I don't know, go jogging every day, go for a walk even every day, so your ideas can flow. Your blood is gonna move, and your ideas are gonna flow more. I'm feeling so. That is the message for you, group number 3. So let's read the advice to finish your reading. This card inspires action, no matter how small, that will create a ripple of light in the world. You're part of a bigger picture, a greater story, and your actions, your choices, your presence are making a difference. You have more power than you realize. Yes, you're doing so much more than you realize here, that you're giving yourself credit for. That's what I want to say. Even the little song that you play on your ukulele or something, um, that might be the movement that this card is talking about. If you are musicians, like maybe a little bit of singing in the shower every day is gonna create that movement, that inspiration to reignite, and for you to let the masculine take on again. Because I think your feminine feels threatened, and there's a sense of like matriarchy is not always good. Okay, when it's only when it's like this hysteric, borderline feminine, dysfunctional side of the coin, that is not good at all. And suppressing the masculine energy to not do anything because the masculine abused the feminine before throughout history. It doesn't mean for us to like take a revenge, and to not let that happen and maybe be so unbalanced because we're just leading with our pleasures, with our joy, with our things that make us feel good, but we're not making the efforts that cost us a little bit more in a sense. Like, I don't want to say sacrifice, but there is a sacrifice energy, in exercising, for example. It makes you feel tired and it doesn't make you feel that good sometimes. It makes you feel in pain sometimes, but in the long run, it makes you stronger, and you're able to also become stronger in the mind and be able to take on things like this and not stay depressed and squished, and be able to make that change, to create the new blueprints that you need in order to move forward. Change takes time, so make plans and start now. Focus on what you can do. And that is the message. Focusing on what you can do, like the book was saying. I think I have nothing more to add, Spirit. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you all have a blissful day wherever you are, there or night. And see you in the next reading. Bye.